Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
So here come the Ravens with their first look on offense. And a glance at the tall signal caller, standing 6'6".
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and he just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? They were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so he didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Now a handoff up the middle. Rice. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
They need 12 here. It's 3rd down.
From the gun, Flacco. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack.
The defense, they brought the house. That O-line, they were overwhelmed.
To put it mildly, because they didn't have enough bodies to block all the guys that came at them. Their best move, well, how they would have been better served, just turn around and yell, "Look out!" because here they come.
The Ravens send their punter out now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
They'll be led out by a former Florida Gator at quarterback Kyle Trask.
It's been said many times, but football definitely in this guy's blood. Grandfather Orville was an American Football League champ with the Houston Oilers, and his parents, they named him Kyle after the football field at Texas A&M. Determination, he's got it. Never started in high school, still went to the University of Florida, had to wait his turn there, but showed that he's got what it takes. A definite pocket passer, has potential to be a starter in the NFL.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That good for 22 and a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They finally caught up to him there at the end of the play, but great inside handoff, and what a powerful run.
The first few yards seemed relatively easy. Then it got tougher, right? And that's where he showed that he was not going to go down easily. He was not going to be denied until he got everything he could out of that run.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he's going to be down close to a first down at the Ravens 36.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
And this will be a long field goal if the skies were clear. But here in the rain and the elements, they'll go for it on fourth. They'll try and run for it. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it. But in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Remember, that was fourth and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and fourth and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's at 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there. That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And that's complete to Sanders. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
From the gun on third down, it's Roethlisberger. He's able to find Wallace. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. So 8 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
And his kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And here's Sweezum again, set to kick it away after converting on 3.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Passing play, Flacco. It's caught, left side, Bolden. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches.
Up the middle they go. It's Rice. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
46 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
They've done a pretty good job containing him up until this drive, and until that run, there was no containing him at all.
Yeah, you're right about that. He finally popped free. But we didn't have to be in their practice sessions. We didn't have to be in their meeting rooms. They planned for a run like that to happen, maybe a couple of them. But what did they tell their guys all week? You know what they said. Move on to the next play. That one just happened. Let it go.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
And if you like defensive football, focus on the defensive end on this play. He does everything exactly right. Reads the play and make sure he spills it for a small gain.
Flacco looks to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
Flacco.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. From 13 yards out.
And the Ravens are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good.
Steelers 3.
So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Here's Roethlisberger. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
How about how they spread the field in their formation? All those receivers running around, and not a single one of them finds a window in that zone. Great communication on the back end. Everyone pointing out different guys in their assignments. And guess who pays the price? The quarterback, as he gets dumped.
Now they'll work with 4 receivers here on 3rd down and long.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career, and he parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
Looking to put a drive together. In motion right now, Bolden.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
It's not easy playing the corner, is it? A lot of times you got to defend against the pass, but sometimes you have to play against the run. How about the job he did there, crashing inside to make that tackle for a loss?
Now Flacco. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And that's good for a gain of 6. And 3rd and 8 now. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
Here's Flacco.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
A gain of 34 yards. 1st down, Baltimore.
Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
On 1st down, Rice. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Rice trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down.
To pass, Flacco. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Now they'll bring one of their tight ends in motion right. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Ravens add 6 to their lead.
A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Steelers 3.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Now a handoff up the middle. Moore.
And this is going to be a Steelers first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
The defense was dialed into the pass. They overlooked the draw play.
And how often do we talk about the oldies are still goodies? Because that draw play comes straight from Coach Paul Brown's playbook, going all the way back to the original Cleveland Browns.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. This time, Roethlisberger will throw. McKinnon here, it's complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
That's a gain of 10. Brings up 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
This offense converted once already in this first quarter. They're going to try it again here on 4th down. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
They'll run on first down. Rice.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 7.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Rice. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuck that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Now this is going to work out well as it's out of bounds near the 13-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, That's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride to the offense this go-around.
41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Second and 2.
In motion goes the tight end. After one, a 14-3 ball game. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Looking left side. That's caught by Moore. And they're going to stop him short of the 1st down as he's tackled at about the 21.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
From just shy of midfield, here's a 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. Rice. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
Now it's Flacco. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st down. A gain of 13 yards. 1st down.
Good
Ravens.
strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Up the middle they go. It's Rice. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. Now a handoff up the middle. Rice. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting one more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's third down.
Well, he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Nothing doing on second and third down after that 9-yard gain on first. So fourth down coming up. John Harbaugh sent on the field goal unit. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And this one is right through. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 47 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Second down and 4. Up the middle they go. It's Moore. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
On running plays, linemen, of course, have their assignments. That's expected. But it's not often you're expecting to see a cornerback blitzing in run support and tackling the runner for a loss.
Roethlisberger will throw. It's caught by Sanders. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. Call it a gain of 5 as they move the sticks.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
On first down, it's Moore. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Right back to him on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd and 7. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Roethlisberger. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, their first 2 drives only yielded 3 points. They might be thinking it's time to make something happen. Push the ball downfield and try and gain some points that way. Unfortunately, incomplete.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkout bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now Flacco. Over the middle to Smith. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
They'll run on first down. It's Rice. We'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
2nd down and 6 now. Setting up to throw, Flacco. Over the middle, that's caught by Rice. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 33. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
In motion right now, Bolden. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. 63 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. From the 17, here's 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Rice. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
1st and goal, Baltimore.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack.
And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Ravens take a 3-touchdown lead. Just a great individual effort there to take that pop pass and scamper off into the end zone.
And that's why offenses love that play, partner, because that gives them a chance to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers with a full head of steam behind them. It's often like a track relay. Legs 2, 3, and 4. That first guy steaming ahead, and he just hands it to you, and you get a chance to take off and go before you even get the baton.
The extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Steelers 3.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And able to get this out to the 25.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10.
Looking to put a drive together.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Sanders has it over the middle. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down.
It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
On 1st down, they'll run it on the draw play. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
Roethlisberger over the middle, complete. It's Sanders. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did. Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he will have a Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 2 minutes remaining in this 1st half of football.
At the 42-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger.
Quick slant to Brown.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
10 at the 23-yard line.
Now, that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Now Roethlisberger to throw.
Targets Miller here on the out route. He's got him.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. To throw here, Roethlisberger. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
And they've stopped them on the first 2 downs. Obviously, this is an important play coming up here. I think it's more so for the guys on defense because if they stop them here, I think they've set the tone for the entire game, how difficult it's going to be to score on them.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Now it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down here, Mike Tomlin says, let's just get 3. This will be spotted at the 20, so it's a 30-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And here's Sweezum now, set to kick it away now, following the made field goal.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Ravens offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Rice. A very good move, but for a short gain out near the 32. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback on the expected passing situation.
Oh, tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Now he's free at the 35.
And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
So the first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. First and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
So from the 22, here's 2nd and 2.
Now Roethlisberger.
And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it, or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. The Steelers signal from the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
10 at the 15-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Again, it's Roethlisberger. And Sanders has got it complete. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Here's Roethlisberger.
Now he'll tuck it.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Kyle Trask
As the first half is winding down.
And the Steelers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And it is good. That cuts the lead now to 11-24, 13 our score. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you. The rain, maybe not quite as heavy as it was earlier, but still coming down pretty good as we prepare for the second half. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. Two-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives. Try and slow things down a little bit.
Got a man complete to Miller. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
And this is what they're going to need more of. It's the third quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose, and that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a first down.
It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's second down.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5 at the 48-yard line.
Here's Roethlisberger. This will be caught by Brown. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Here's second and 10. Back to throw here. Throw left side complete. That's Miller. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 24-yard line. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Steelers have got it back to within a score. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
The Steelers will line up for the two-point conversion.
Roethlisberger looking to throw. And this one is caught. So they come up with a two-point conversion, and that makes this a one-point game now.
Steelers 21.
Well, I guess the coach looked at the two-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a three-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a two-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
So just a three-point game now as they send this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half.
But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try to make sure that that momentum stays in your camp. Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
On the sneak, here's Flacco. And he will have the Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line.
And he'll decide to keep this once more.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Up the middle they go. Rice. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long.
To pass, Flacco.
Finding space at the 40. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, partner, they've used him quite well out of the backfield in this one. And here's another nice example. They set up the screen, and he's able to pick his way downfield for a nice gain there.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Rice. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll keep it on the ground. Rice. And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
And he will have the Ravens first down, at least at first glance, as they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
On first down, it's Rice. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. A break from the ground game here. Flacco got his man complete over the middle. It's Smith. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 30. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They'll run on first down. Rice. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
From the 23, this is 2nd and 3.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
With his size, it often takes more than one guy to get him down, but if you can at least slow him up and the reinforcements arrive, you have a chance to get him on the ground, and that they did that time for a loss.
Flacco. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
That's another Baltimore first down. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Now, I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
They'll try to run it in, going option right. And holding it, maybe the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown.
The sneak successful from a yard out,
as his guys are able to extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give him a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it.
keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that, amazingly, a 17-play drive. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. He's able to find Wallace. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in, and it's hard to defend.
Taken down at the 42.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Now 2nd and 5.
Roethlisberger will throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. It'll be a gain of 5. And it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Roethlisberger keeps it. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th.
Well, that wound up backfiring. Instead of handing it to your workhorse fullback or running back, they went quarterback sneak, and now they have to punt it away.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll try and run with a fullback Johnson. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down? They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
On first down, it's Rice. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Now a 2nd and 2.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that 1st down gain of 8.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. Here's a give to the fullback. That's Johnson. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Now Roethlisberger. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Miller. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
The Steelers send out their punter now. Standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. The Ravens offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. A toss to the wide side. This is Williams. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Passing play, Flacco. And a reception made over the middle. This is Bolden. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime.
We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Setting up to throw, Flacco. It's caught, left side, Bolden. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. John Harbaugh going to roll the dice. They're going for it on 4th down. They run. It's Williams. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Throwing middle, and it's complete.
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing a shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. They run it again with Williams. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Can we just take that run and turn it into a kind of a clip and save? Because that tells you everything you need to know about this drive. They've been moving the ball awfully well.
9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. And Flacco keeps it himself. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
They pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with it back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Williams will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line.
Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
3rd and goal, Flacco. Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And I know that one didn't work out the way they thought, but I don't think it was a bad time to call this play. You're thinking on 3rd down, you might possibly see some pressure. You might see a blitz. So they tried to set up the screen, but that one was well read, and they stopped them for no gain.
And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Steeler offense set to regain possession. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Looking to put a drive together. Roethlisberger. That's into the hands of Wallace over the middle. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up second down. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You've got the first one for the second one to even matter.
And he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Third and 2.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Not at all what they envisioned on third down. 3 yards in the wrong direction.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give them a lot of confidence to help turn things around. The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
A toss to the wide side. This is Williams. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge 4th quarter stop?
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 15. First down, Baltimore.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
it's Bolden. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
From the gun, Flacco. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 30. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. Down to about the 22 here. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Yeah, Williams is going to be stopped short of the yellow line. He did not get there.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
So 4th down coming up. John Harbaugh sent on the field goal unit. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So all things considered, that's not the final nail, but it does make things exceedingly difficult now on the other side.
Yeah, because obviously now with a 16-point game, the other guys don't need just 2 touchdowns. They need a couple of 2-point conversions as well. Plus, they'll need either a turnover or an onside kick in there somewhere. So you're just adding to the list of things that need to happen in sequence. And it's going to be a pretty tall order this late in the game.
Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll make it 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. Miller on the catch over the middle. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a 1st down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down.
Another Steelers 1st down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Sanders has it over the middle. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
2nd and 10.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
They'll try and run for it. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Steelers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So this back now to a 10-point spread, and you have to imagine they'll line up and go for 2.
Oh, no question about it. If they can get this to an 8-point game, they can make things awfully interesting here in these last few minutes.
So a big play now as the Steelers will go for 2.
The Steelers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. They'll try and throw for it. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. A very pivotal 2-point try that does not go their way. Now it's a big uphill battle for the rest of the 4th quarter.
The attempt was to try and make it a 1-score game, right? Touchdown, get 2, and now you've tied it up. Instead, they don't get it, still down 10.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
And what a tough spot for this defense because they know it's coming, but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
They stick to the ground game on 1st down. It's Williams.
To about the 40-yard line. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all,
Stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Flag comes out, and that's because the offense did not get the play off in time.
And you can see the head coach, he is not happy. Everyone getting away from him right now because he's frustrated that they didn't get the ball snapped in time.
Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards. In motion right now, Bolden. Now Flacco. Complete here to the right to Bolden. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. On the sneak, here's Flacco. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
A gain of a yard. First down, Ravens.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. Now 2nd and 9. The busy night continues for Williams. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Another Baltimore first down.
This has been a tremendous drive to this point, and this is all you want, playing with a lead in the 4th quarter. If you can keep the ball on the ground, keep the sticks moving, you're going to be in good shape to finish this one off.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he has the Ravens first down, and it would appear that that's going to be the one to do it. 12 yards to pick up there, good for a Raven first. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar. They said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Get your notes laminated because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.